Good morning, everybody. You are in my kitchen again. It's a beautiful grey day now. You might think that's a bit strange for me to say that, but it's lovely. It's even been raining a little bit this morning, and maybe it's going to rain again in the afternoon, which is just beautiful for us here. I live in Sydney, which is in the state of New South Wales, and we've had less rain than ever known before, that the drought is worse than farmers have ever can recall. So it's really, even a little tiny spit of rain is better than nothing. And I know that I'm in the city, and we always hope that the rain has fallen where it's needed as well. Not that we don't need it, but we don't need it to survive like the farmers do. And ultimately, like we all do, because we rely on the farmers growing the food. Anyway, so that's why I'm saying it's a gorgeous grey day. It's cool, it's very cool today. We've had a few wintry kind of days, which has been nice because I know that we're heading towards spring. So it's not like at the beginning of the winter where you think, oh no, 3 months of being freezing cold. But so it's not like that. It's cold, but it's okay because I know it's going to end soon. And then I'll be complaining because it's too hot. So anyway, let me get back to what I was going to tell you, aside from a major weather bulletin. It is just before 11 o'clock on Sunday morning. It's Father's Day here. So I hope all the daddies are having a lovely day and getting a bit spoilt. I have 2 sons and 2 son-in-laws who I'm sure are getting well looked after today. So there you go. It's Father's Day here in Australia. Now you're looking at Pippa and Jonty here. Jonty is in the blue, because Jonty's a boy's name actually, and Pippa is in the pink. And they both have matching bonnets on. I have planned to make this video for a while and just haven't got to it because there's been so much going on. I've had like weird things happening with me, like this strange thing called, now what's it called, vestibular neuronitis, which just makes you dizzy. And that was not fun. When you can't balance anyway, feeling dizzy is so scary. So I had that, which seems to have gone now. Touch wood, I'm just hitting my head because there's sawdust in there. So I've touched wood. And what else have I had? Oh, that nerve damage is still causing me trouble. It hasn't gone yet. It eased up for a little while I was on anti-inflammatories, but I've taken another 2 courses and I can't take any more because they're not good for you. So we'll see what happens with that. I haven't been to the physio for a little while because the doctor suggested I just leave off with the physio and just while the anti-inflammatories are working. So hopefully I won't have to go back and do all that all over again, because I was going twice a week and it was just, you know, when I have to fit in everything else, it was just, oh, you know what it's like going to appointments, pain in the neck. Anyway, so there's been a lot of stuff going on here that has kept me from YouTube. Probably not, I mean, I could have fitted in a video, but when there are things going on, it changes your mindset, and it also, well, for me, it makes me really weary when you're dealing with it. When I'm dealing with a lot of extra stuff, I get really tired, and I just can't deal with any more. So today is the day that we're looking at these babies in these beautiful outfits. Now, what I did start to say about 300 years ago was that I've been planning this video for a while, and I actually had other outfits set out for them. They're quite, well, not fancy because I'm not such a fancy person, but you know, like a real going out type outfit. But when I came to change them, I really didn't feel like putting those outfits on the twins. So I went to these beautiful outfits that I've had for, who knows how long, over a year. And they haven't been worn yet because, you know, they've all been packed away this year. And now that the room's all set up back to normal, now that I don't need the hospital bed and I'm just in my very own bed, everybody and everything is back in its place. So I was able to access the tubs that were under the single bed in that room, in the grandchildren's room / nursery. So now they get to wear these stunning outfits, and I love them. This is just the kind of simplicity I love, and in the shades of colour that I love. I know they're Babadoo. I checked them as I was dressing them. There's no label in the top of them because, let me show you Jonty, what these look like at the back. They just do up with 2 poppers. Can you see that? just 2 poppers, one at the top, one there, and then they open for the rest of it. So if there was a label there, it wouldn't look very pretty, would it? So they've just put the label in the pants, which is nice, and these are Babadoo 0 months. And because these are a bit older, I don't remember where I got them from. Sometimes I randomly find things when I'm looking, and I really don't remember where these came from. They came from the UK, I know that much. Not Children's Salon, excuse me, but some other, I don't know what. Anyway, so they're beautiful, the most beautiful soft cotton, and Jonty's is in a pale baby blue, and they have this lovely, I call it a picot edge, I don't know if you can see that, just a very nice little delicate trim around the hem of the top and around the edges of the sleeves and around the neckline as well. And Pippa's is exactly the same in a soft pink. The 2 pieces, the top and the little pants. They fit them perfectly. The legs don't pull. There's enough fabric in the legs so that they don't pull, and they're just perfect on their feet and everywhere. I'm so happy with them, and I'm really glad I put these on the babies because it's quite cold and they do need to be covered up. I've added bonnets as well. I was in a bonnet mood. And I tend to tie my bonnets up because I notice a lot of you ladies don't do the bonnets up. You just leave the ties down. But if I did that, my babies would pull their bonnets off immediately, so I have to tie them on. And these little bonnets are not by Babadoo. I don't know who they're by. They're like a white waffle cotton. It's a little bit stretchy, and they're both the same, and they fit their heads, which is lovely too. So the Babadoo outfits are in 0 months, and it says 50 centimetres, and anything that says 50 centimetres fits these 2 perfectly. So that's what they've got. And yeah, so here they are for you to see. I've got Lottie dressed in a semi-summer outfit that I will show you in a minute. But I thought I'd bring these 2 on first so you could see them in all their glory. Now, I notice sometimes I have new subscribers, so maybe I'll tell you a little bit about how these 2 came to being. Because I had been reborning for about 6 years, I think, and selling all my dolls. I hadn't kept any of them, not even the first one I made. He went to Brazil, so I don't know where he is now. He was the Barry kit by, now let me see if I can say this how Lulu does. Audrey, I can say it just after she says it, Stoter, something like that. Anyway, Adri Stoti, that's how we all say it, incorrectly of course. So that was the first baby I made, and then for the next 6 years I just kept making them, and I was so grateful that people loved them and wanted to buy them. And then came time for these twins, and I think these babies have been out for a couple of years. And I thought, oh yes, I'll make them and sell them. But what happened, of course, I absolutely fell in love with them, and my long-time subscribers know this story like the back of their hand, but I just fell in love with the shape of the heads. I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but Bonnie Brown did the most stunning job on sculpting these babies, and I don't care how old these kits are or will get, I absolutely love them. They've got an extensive wardrobe that I've been working on for all these years, for 2 years, and I just adore these babies. I have a favourite, I won't tell you which one, but I love them both. I think they're both gorgeous, and I think Jonty is a bit smaller than Pippa. Now, the way I've got them posed, it certainly appears that way, but he's more curled up and she's more straightened out, so that's not a good indicator. But whenever I put them together, he always looks smaller. I think his head is smaller, a little bit smaller. It's a slightly different shape to hers. Yeah, so that's how come I've got these 2, because I just could not part with them. So they were painted by me, and yeah, they're my babies. So that's the story of Pippa and Jonty. And while I've got them here, I just want to show you a couple of these rattles that I've got, because I was watching the video of someone who I really enjoy watching. Her videos are in German, but I don't care about that. I love hearing the German, and I love seeing what she does. Her last video was just gorgeous. She dressed her baby Nils up in 60s style baby clothes, and so she showed how to fold the nappies, all the layers that went onto him, his beautiful, I don't know how you pronounce it in German, so I won't say it, but all his outfits, absolutely gorgeous. And she had a rattle very similar to this. Now her channel is called Delania, Delania, I think that's correct. So if you want to go and have a look, she's so lovely and she has beautiful things. She sets things up beautifully. She collects Steiff kittens and she collects all sorts of beautiful things. She's got some gorgeous dolls, and she just, you know, sometimes she sets up a tea tray with a beautiful teacup or coffee cup on it and a little flower in a vase, that kind of thing. It's just wonderful. Anyway, excuse me, she had a rattle like this in her video, and I said, I know that she had seen mine before, but I thought I'd show it again. So it's really cute. It's a little pink duck, plastic, probably from the 50s, judging by the look of it. And the duck sort of sits within a moulded horseshoe shape, which has got little flowers on it, little moulded flowers. Let me see if my camera will let me do this. There, you might be able to see now. See the little flowers? And it's a rattle with a handle, with a sort of a looped handle, so it's easy to hold for babies. So I wanted to show you that, especially wanted to show her that. And I thought, well, I've got a pink one out, I should get another one out. So I got this blue one that I haven't shown before. This is, I'd say this is more recent, but it's still pretty old. It's a solid sort of plastic, whereas the other one was a soft sort of plastic. This is hard. And it's a mummy koala with a baby koala on her back, and they're sitting in the fork of a, well, I should imagine it's a fork of a gum tree, but it's actually just like a Y shape, and it's attached to a blue ring. And let me show you the other side, because it's different. It's white, and luckily it's in, well, not like, oh yeah, it is in better condition on this side. They've even still got a bit of paint left on their noses, so that creamy white colour. And the problem with the blue side is you can see it's been, see those patches of white on them? They've been, it looks as though they've been either scrubbed or rubbed on something very rough, because all that white stuff is quite rough. But anyway, I thought I'd show you that one at the same time, so that Pippa and Jonty can play with those afterwards. Now today is Sunday, as hopefully I told you. Yesterday was the first Saturday of the month, so we had our dog club meeting, and it was the annual general meeting when we elect people to the management committee. So that happened, and we also had some general trading tables where members can bring along things they want to sell. And I really, honestly, I try not to look. But I was standing talking to somebody, and as I was standing there, one of the members put down, I think about 3 things, and this one caught my eye, and it came home with me because it wasn't very much money at all. It was just a couple of dollars. So here we are, and it's a beautiful, it's paper mache, and it's one of those old vintage or even antique, but I doubt this is antique. I think it's vintage. Easter egg that comes in 2 halves. So that's that half. And let me show you the edge. There's like gold paper filigree trim around each half. And then the back or the front, whichever way you look at it, is this mummy chicken, and look at her baby chicks around her feet. So that's very sweet. And it's all in a textured finish and hand painted, I guess. Is it hand painted? No, maybe it's just printed and then stuck on there. So that's the mummy chicken, so that you can see there's grass and maybe some straw, and there's the barn that they live in, and clouds in the sky. And we turn it round back to the other side, which is my favourite side, I think. And a little chick has just come out of the egg. The egg shell is cracked open, and that little chicken has just come out. And there's blue sky and a little tree or shrub behind the chicken. And the chicken's all yellow and spreading her wings out as if she could fly, but she can't yet, I'm sure. So I bought that, and that comes into 2 halves. Let me just do that so I can show you. You look after that half, Jonty. So that's that half with the paper trim. And it probably used to have something. It may be a toy. inside there a long time ago, maybe even a doll, you never know. And that's the other half, and they fit together. And it could hang up. It's got a little, I'll show you, a little piece of, you see that piece of string that, let me just tidy it all up if I can, so you can see it properly. No, it doesn't want to go together at this moment. I've had it apart, so I know it does go beautifully back together. But when you want things to happen on YouTube, they don't, do they? Oh, there we go, it just did. So I'll just try and hold it by the string to show you that there's a little, see that? Little string to hold it up with, to hang it. So I bought that, and I just thought I would show you, just because it's lovely. And I think I might stop for now. I will, oh no, I won't. I really won't. Because what I want to show you next is my work in progress of, now what's his name? Gertie, that's it. And I see Gertie as a boy, so I've been calling him him, but time will tell, because I'm just about up to giving him hair, and that might change everything. We'll have to see. But I'm really, really happy with him. I've loved doing it. So I'll set him up and I'll be right back. So here's Gertie, just by himself or herself. We shouldn't decide completely yet. I hope you like him. I've absolutely loved doing him. Absolutely really enjoyed every minute of it. The colouring has just been so, I mean, the vinyl's just been brilliant to work with. And there's something about that little face. I know everyone thinks he's a copy of Saskia, but you know, he has some features that are similar, but his face is symmetrical, whereas Saskia's face is asymmetrical, which is what gives her cute look, or him, what gives Saskia that cute look. So this baby is different, and I think this baby is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I will be selling this baby when it's finished. I don't want to say him or her, because that's a bit silly, but I'm really seeing boy. Ever since I opened the kit, I saw boy. So at the moment that's what I'm thinking, but I don't want to, you know, he might turn it into a girl. We'll see. Yeah, so I'll be selling this baby when it's finished, which will be a few more weeks away yet, because the hair takes a long time. And the painting's taken a while, just because I haven't had, you know, all my normal time to work on it, and because I wasn't having to hurry, because it isn't for someone in particular. It was what Kimberly calls a peaceful baby. I just took my time and painted when I could, and yeah, and this is the result. I hope you like him. It's quite tricky to set up like this, to try and make him look in proportion. I hope you can get an idea of him. Well, let me show you his tummy plate. I started off putting that in as well, but it was just too tricky. It just wouldn't balance properly. So this is the tummy plate. It's non-gendered, so it doesn't matter what he is. Now with this baby, I had fun because I see him as a little bit older. So I gave him 3 little freckles, which I've never done before. There's one on the tummy plate. I'll show that to you again. Can you see it just near my thumb there? Little freckle. And he's got one on the back of one of his thighs, and he's also got one on the back of, I don't know which arm, maybe his left arm. Not that that matters, does it? And he hasn't got any on his head or his face. I decided not to do that. I could always add that if anybody wanted another little freckle or a scratch or something. But yeah, so there he is. I've absolutely had a ball doing him. And isn't he in the dark there? It looks like my little canopy to protect the twins is making it very dark. Let's just see if that helps at all. Did that make a difference? Not particularly. I'll tell you what I'll do. Why don't I do my famous zooming, rubbish zooming trick, and we'll go and look at his face. Let's see if we can get it a bit better. I'm actually holding that's not very good because I can't see a thing. Alright, that's not working. Let's see if we can, how do I do this? Oh my goodness, you see I'm no good at this. I can't, because I've just got the use of one hand. It's very hard to manipulate things to be how I want them. And I can't take the camera off the tripod with one hand. So that's, I tell you, if you don't freak out, people, I'll remove his head. Now get ready for it, because his head's not joined to anything. And I'll bring it closer to the camera. There he is. Hopefully you can see him a bit better there. His eyes look very dark, don't they? And they are actually quite dark. We just turn him around so you can see his colouring, which isn't, of course, he looks pinker to me through my eye. And he looks kind of, what colour would sort of, I don't know, tan, slightly colour through the camera. So he's pinker in real life. I'll put his little head down. And, yeah, I'll put it back here. There we go. And what was I saying? Oh, yes, about his eyes. His eyes are a colour called antique. And I bought them when I was at a glass eye factory in Germany many years ago. And I've used them often on babies. And it's like a real new baby. You know how new babies, new Caucasian babies have an eye colour that is sort of dark but indeterminate? You know, it's not brown and it's not blue, but it's just dark, and that's exactly what his are. I can see some blue in there and some sort of browny grey colour in there too. So that's the eye colour I chose for him. I think he's going to be blonde or light brown, I'm thinking. So that is my Gertie. I hope you like him, her. He's really cute. The kit is gorgeous. The moulding, the details are just lovely on there. Well, I guess you all know Laura Lee Eagle's baby, so he has that, all that eye to detail, the beautiful fingernails and, you know, just the creasing, everything just right. She and Bonnie Brown, I think, are just fantastic sculptors. Absolutely love their babies. Not every single one of them, but in general, most of them. And yeah, I really, really enjoy working on their dolls. So there you are, there's my Gertie. Before I go, I would like to say a special hello to our friend Holly. She's going through something difficult at the moment, and so I just want you to all, you know, just keep her in your thoughts. And yeah. So hi Holly, darling. I hope you're going okay and you're helping your friend. So there we are, people. That's Gertie. And when I come back on next time, it will be to show you Lottie and her out-of-season outfit that she's been dressed in for a few days. Poor baby. I know she can't feel the cold, but I feel cold looking at her. And I have some other outfits to put on her that were packed away with all the baby's things that came before Lottie was born. So I'd like to put at least one of those on to show you as well. So that will be in the next video. And so in the meantime, everybody, take care and be kind to each other. Bye-bye.